What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to break down the tow rig. This thing is a complete budget build. I bought the truck blown up, refreshed it, put it back in. I'm talking about some other stuff it's got on it, and hopefully it doesn't rain this weekend. We're going to take it to racing some stock class dirt drags. But like I said, guys, this thing is a complete budget build. I got it fairly cheap. It's nothing special, but it tows, it runs phenomenal, and it's a nice little beater. So let's break it down. All right, guys, so first things first, it is a extended cab long bed. This is a 2007 and a half LMM Duramax. I got 20x10 soda wheels on it. There's a soda A-walls. They're discontinued. They're hard to find. I found them fairly cheap. Had to get them polished. Put new 420 Vs on it. Those are 305 50s. The front is stock height. Rear is stock height as well. It has the factory exhaust still on it, so it is nice and quiet. Body is not that great. I mean, it's got some blemishes and stuff in it, like right there. A couple dings, dents, scratches. I do need to get it completely detailed and paint corrected and stuff like that. It does need an LML front end on it because this one is fairly rough. Bumper's a little messed up. Grill's got some damage, hood has some damage. But eventually I'm gonna put an LML front end on it, grill, and probably do a cowl hood if I keep it this long. But for now, it is perfect the way it is. Got the new style tow mirrors on it. They are switchbacks. Does have a sunroof. It is a fully loaded truck. It rides phenomenal. Does have an Air Dog 165 on it. Now let's go under the hood. Now, guys, this is not as clean as my red truck. Like I said, it's a little budget-friendly beater tow rig deal that I got for cheap and tossed it back together. It still has stock head bolts. It has 60% nozzles on the stock bodies. The stock bodies had about a little less than 200K on them. It has a 10 mil pump in the valley, LML upper rad hose with a van thermostat housing, DHD's reroute kit, cold side pipe, Y bridge, stock intake. And there's nothing special on it here, guys, at all. Guys, you can put nozzles on stock bodies. Don't believe everything you read on social media. Yes, it's not the best thing to do, but I've done it multiple times. As long as you got healthy bodies, there is no problem with putting nozzles on. If you got 300,000 mile bodies or 200,000 plus, yes, I recommend send them out, get them clean at least, and get them all checked. You can put up to 200% nozzles on stock bodies. Anything over 200%, you do need to send them out or buy new ones because they need body mods after 200%. But if you have stock bodies that are healthy, which I mean good balance rates, good return rates, you could 100% throw nozzles on. Even the bodies that were on my red truck that are now on Wes's truck, they probably have close to 200,000 on them now, and they got 100% nozzles on them without a single issue. So it is 100% doable, guys. Obviously, if you don't have the funds, it's a cheap option and it works. 100% nozzles on my stock bodies and my LMM push at the 10s, push Wes's truck to 10s. And there's plenty of trucks out there with nozzles on stock bodies. So obviously, if you have the money, go buy brand new ones or remans with nozzles already done. So the plan with this truck is pretty much, while the red truck is down, this is going to be in stock class dirt drags. Have a little fun with it. Not going to win any events. It is not fast at all. But we got a couple of goodies we're going to put in it today. We're going to get it home and we're going to throw it on the lift to get it ready. While the red truck's down, go have fun in some stock class dirt drags and drag strip and see what it does. It weighs about 7,200 pounds with a full tank, so it's pretty heavy compared to the red truck. So I'm not expecting no race truck out of it. Just something that's a little beater I can tow my red truck with and I want to go race it, I can and enjoy it. So let's go get back to the house, get in the garage, and talk about what we're about to do to it. Let's go. Things first is we are going to swap out the stock converter that is slipping pretty bad for a Suncoast 1058 3D. Suncoast kind of fell off lately. I do not know what's going on there, but Garen is definitely the way to go. But this one was on the shelf, so we're going to throw it in, and it's going to be better in the stock one at least. If it did grenade and wipe out the whole trans, I do not really care about that because the stock trans is eventually going to fail, and it'll just give me an excuse to finally build it. So we're going to throw this in there, some power to the ground. It hasn't limped, but converter is definitely slipping. So we're going to throw that in, and hopefully that help us out with some dirt tracks this weekend. Throw on some kryptonite tie rod sleeve. Personal preference, I guess, but to me, spending $200 and some plus on tie rods when you can do these for 50 bucks, I'm going to do this every day of the week. So that's what I recommend. And then we're going to throw in a fleece alley locker. I ran it in my red truck for years. I haven't had a problem with it. The DHD one is a way better option, guys, because you got the auto mode and stuff, which this does not have. So if you're manual mode here with the alley locker and you want to go back to factory lockup where the TCM controls it, you cannot with this. You got to turn the key off, cycle it, and that'll get you back to factory lockup. Kind of a pain on the 6-speeds. It does tend to throw lockup codes, especially if you use it multiple times on one key cycle. Not the best one on the market, but I had one here, so why not use it? It's done me well. You just gotta know how to use it well. And if you have this lock and you go to slam on the brakes or whatever, the truck's obviously not gonna stop, guys, because you have the converter lock. So the DHD one is definitely a way to go. We'll throw this in, then we'll do the tie rod sleeves, and then we'll do the alley locker. So let's get that in. Let's get to it. And the trans is down, and we're just going to pull this converter out and put the Suncoast in it and put it back in. See how long the stock clutches last. I'm not putting a shift kit in it. I'm not doing any of that. And I'm just putting fresh fluid in it, change the spin on, and see how long it lasts. These T-handles are a lifesaver. I mean, they just make the job a little easier, putting a converter in, pulling a converter out. Suncoast converter is in. Inner tie rod here. Here's the outer tie rod. The sleeve is going to go here. So we got it out of the knuckle there. Now you can just twist it and count the turns. Only thing about that is, guys, it's not going to be completely accurate. It is still recommended they get an alignment, but you can get it fairly close. So we're going to unscrew this. We got to get that nut off of there because the sleeve is what acts as this nut when that's removed. So let's get this unscrewed and we'll get this off. We get the sleeve slid on and go from there. So this was 23 turns. So we'll get this nut off of there and we'll get the sleeve put on. We'll slide it on and we're going to thread it as far possible as we can. Some vice grips or something up here and then twist it. And then once we get all the way up, we could put the actual tie rod end on and we'll count how many turns till we get to 23. So got that all the way up. See, you got the vice grips there that actually holds the whole tie rod so it doesn't spin when you start getting all the way up there. So now we'll get the tie rod end on here and we're going to count 23. And 23. With the outer tie rod back in, we will go over to the sleeve and tighten that up. Make sure you got the vice grips over there to hold the actual inner tie rod. And you tighten that up and you should be good to go. Next, we're gonna get this in, guys. We got the wire ran down through there. It goes through here, goes all the way up, and then goes to the firewall. And after you get to the firewall, you're gonna wanna run it to a key on ignition source, which I just tied in with the AirDog lift pump. And then ground, just ground it straight to the battery. And you'll go over to the TCM, pull it off the shroud, pull the connector off, and you're gonna look for pin 78. Typically it's a brown wire or tan. On 07.5s, it is brown if it focuses in. Let's see here. So 80s here, 79 and 78. It is the brown wire. We should cut it about right here. Once we cut it, we will grab these. Grab the terminals that came with the fleece lock-up box. Male side, if it'll focus, which is the one on the right, will go onto the connector side of the wire. And then the female side is going to go towards the solenoid, which is going towards the transmission. So female side on this end, male side on that end. Just got to strip the wires and crimp them on. So that white side will then go to truck side. White wire will go to the connector side, and then we'll tuck it back in here, wrap it back up with some electrical tape, put the cover back on, and we'll attach it back to the TCM. So it works. Now when I hit lock in gear, it should stall the truck out, which means that the converter lockup box is working. Good to go. Well guys, we got a couple issues here. First test drive went fine, took it back out, and there's a big leak under the bell housing, which it's either the seal of the converter's cracked. This trans has never leaked before, and now all of a sudden it is leaking. So this trans is coming right back out as soon as we get back. We got a Garin DK that is going in it. Shout out to Logan at Diesel Unlimited. He had one on the shelf. So we're throwing that in. Get this thing back with a lift, drop this trans, see what's going on. So we got the Suncoast here. Got the Garin DK here. Should have went with this from the get-go. This is my last shot with Suncoast, and it I don't even know why I try to do it again. I'm not going to bash them or anything on here. I've had my dealings with them over the years, and it's never ended well. So that's getting sent back as a core. To me, it looks like the crack is right here. It's hard to tell because obviously heat is what swells it up and causes it to leak, but you can see here, zoom in on there a little bit if it even focuses. See that little line there, and then you can see the color is discolored a little bit as if it was running down the converter. Everything over here looks good. Maybe that looks like where it is coming from. So that's going in the trash, going in the core. We're gonna throw this in. Hopefully everything else is good. The seal looks good, so we're gonna throw this in and get it back in the truck. We're gonna go on the first test drive. I've had it idling for a little bit now, and I don't see any leaks, so go for a ride. It was pretty late last night. Pulled it out of the garage and parked. I let it idle and stuff. So today we're gonna go for a ride, and hopefully it's all fixed. What I showed you guys on the converter, I really do think that was the crack. So we're gonna go for a ride now and see how this one feels. Hopefully there's no leaks. Everything seems fine. There is no leaks. Converter feels good. Trans feels good. I did a quick fast relearn on it because the 1 to 2 shift was a little harsh, and it seems to be good. And right now it is very cloudy. Hoping that clears up and we can go race this thing. Guys, I'm not looking to win anything. I just want to go out there and have fun. That's all I'm looking to do. Even if I do lose first round, after all this work I put in this truck just to get it to even make it to the event, it is what it is. I don't do it for money or anything like that. I just love doing it. So hopefully the rain holds off. We can get this truck there and sling some dirt. It is nice and low now. Let's see what the CV angles look like. Nice and flat. Hopefully the weather clears up and we are good to go. So we'll see you guys in Kent County. Guys, we're here, first round of dirt tracks for the stock diesel class. There is a good turnout here, so hopefully we get past first round and have some fun. They got the first round win. Let's go back for round 2. Truck feels pretty good. Got the second round win somehow. Back up we go. Truck comes out of the hole very slow. I don't know if it's spinning or what, but I'm gonna try and spool it up a little bit more this third pass and see what we got. Last night went pretty well with the truck. Obviously, it's literally half the horsepower my red truck is, and I know that, but to me, it just feels incredibly slow. But it did well. I went up for third round, and I thought I won second round, which I did. But they said the tree failed, which to me is complete BS because they pulled us in. We both flashed our lights, and the light dropped. It was just a standard like red light that as soon as the middle guy that pulled you in did a thumbs up, they dropped the light and went from red to green. It worked perfectly fine because we both left. But apparently the other guy that raced was not happy, so it was a rerun. They were doing it all night, and it was very frustrating. So I lost that rerun. Truck like left really slow for that reason, but it is what it is. I am not mad at all. The truck works, the truck's still running, and the trans is still shifting perfectly fine. So I am not mad at all. The whole event's not for going out there and get paid. It's more of like a fundraiser type thing. So it was great to be back out there. It felt good seeing everybody. But today, since I didn't get really any passes in last night, just 2 or 3, we are going to go take the draggy and see what this thing does in the 8. I would think with the truck weighing what it weighs, as long as it doesn't limp the trans, it's probably going to be a low 13-second truck, I imagine. Nothing spectacular, but overall a great daily driver, a great tow rig. So let's get to this place. We will hook up the draggy and we'll see what it does. Looks like a long enough distance to at least get an 1/8. We're going to hook the draggy up. Probably just put on the hood. Draggies are very, very close to what a track time would be. So hook this up and see how we do. Click it in the 4-wheel drive. Typically with stock turbos, usually launch around 10 to 12 PSI. So we'll launch at that and see how well it does. So guys, 835 and 1/8 is pretty damn good, especially with a 1960 foot. That's about a 12.9, 13.0 pass in a quarter. I am 100% happy with that. For a stock trans, stock clutches, heavy truck, box full of tools and stuff, half tank, not mad at all. So, got ourselves a nice little beater tow rig, and hopefully the red truck's back out here sooner or later. It's not looking too good at the moment, but I'll continue to race the dirt track just to have fun. I was thinking about putting a stock engine back in the red truck, but it's just, one, I don't have the time to do it, and 2, it's just put it in and then it'd be in there for a couple weeks, maybe a month, and I got to pull it right back out. It's just not what I feel like doing. It's a lot of work, so I'm just going to wait for the engine to be done. But in the meantime, if there's any events, we're going to take this thing too. But thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Looking to grow this channel even more with more Duramax stuff. So thanks, guys, for watching. Till next time. Peace.